Hey kids, how are you doing? I want to talk to you a little bit today about something that happened thousands of years ago in the nation of Israel, because God gave them a really special law. And the law was this, that if you were a slave, if you were owned by somebody, after you'd worked for them for 7 years, they had to set you free. They had no choice. They had to give you the right to go away completely free. And so after 7 years, every slave in the nation of Israel was told, you're free. You're free to leave your master's house. You don't have to stay anymore. You don't have to work anymore. You don't have to cook your master's breakfast anymore. You don't have to work in his fields anymore. You're absolutely free to go and do anything that you want to do. But there was another part to that law which was amazing, because the person who was being set free could actually make a choice and say, do you know what? My master's amazing. I love my master. And even though I could walk away, even though I could leave, I don't want to leave. I want to stay with my master because I love my master. And if they made that choice, then they would go with the master to the doorway of the house, and the master would take a sharp screwdriver thing, and he would take their ear and he would put it against the doorpost, and he would push the sharp screwdriver through their ear until their ear bled a little bit, and they were fastened to the door of his house. And then they would say these words, I love my master, I will not go out free. And then for the rest of their lives they stayed and served their master, not as a slave anymore, but really because they had chosen to give their freedom back to the master, because they thought the master is so amazing and we want to stay in his house. Now, I have an earring, an ear piercing. And the reason I have that ear piercing is because when I'd been the leader of the Rock for 7 years, God spoke to me and said, you're free to leave. You can have your freedom. Even though I called you and told you I want you to build this church, you can leave now. You've been here for 7 years, just like that law he gave to Israel. But I thought about that and thought, but I love God. I love my master. I love what he's doing in my life. It's not always easy, but I love serving him. And so although God had given me my freedom to walk away, I said, do you know what, Lord? I don't want to walk away. I love you. I want to give my freedom back to you. And so God said something very strange. He said, okay then, get your ear pierced. And I thought, well, yeah, that's lovely. God, my ear's pierced. And I kind of thought if I just kind of believed that inside, it would be okay. But God said again, no, really, if you mean that, get your ear pierced. And so I went the next day down into the town and I got my ear pierced, and I got a stud put in my ear, because I wanted everybody to know that although I was made free by God, I wanted to give my freedom back to God and say I could do anything, I could go anywhere, I could be anything. But my choice is I want that freedom to be given to serving God and living for God, because God's amazing and God's fantastic, and I want to stay in his house and be part of his kingdom, and that's why I wear this in my ear.